Hello everybody, Jim here, and let's continue from where we left off. And actually, let me show you some more stuff that I work behind the scenes. Hopefully, you will like it. So, without further ado, actually, let me go properties, scale fix, put this, make it that. Okay, hopefully you still be able to see. And this is the trade, not the trade, the tool. Actually, let me take one trade and send it into the group. Uh, Now that was the screenshot that we send along with the trade. When I take a trade, it also I have a template here, template that use not this tool, another tool that push the trade to the group and actually show that I have taken a trade. Same thing right now if I hit the stop loss. Right now, I'm not gonna. All right, and yeah, let me show you the moment. Yeah, you remember we have here the plus. I put a little bit of color, but I can make it gray. And let's say I want to. I mean, we are on gold, so let's type P. Have P here. Window, whatever the broker has to offer. We can type here USD and we could add into our list USD, with Bitcoin USD. By the way, let me show you with even if I have it open or closed. See it, I click it instead of that. Doesn't matter because let me show to you something. We have the plus. I haven't it. Oh, when I click it, I click that. I can remove it again. My list doesn't really matter. I can close that. By the way, it closed with the button or it can close right, adding, removing, and right now I have a list. Right, this is actually the pair that I am. But if I click here, actually, let me show to you because there are a couple important things. I click that. Right now, we have also a list. So I said out of all those pairs that exist on my broker, I don't want to monitor everything. Okay, I want specific pairs and be able to swap them fast. I can build my list, right? And I can have my list here. It will become better. Don't pay too much attention on the color. here on the background color, or that it's bigger, it's not alignment correctly, doesn't really matter at the end of the day. All what matters is we can have here our list and we can have more and more and more. For example, if I and add now, right, I can, okay, and possibly I will put something here about something or an R. Anyway, instead of going here and here, maybe we can move directly from the top to the now. We could also see here the position, okay, here, and every few seconds it updates. Okay, I would have it to update faster, but ultimately I don't want to. Um, I want to be able to see at a glance, and I don't even care because I could see it on the top, on the bottom right. But let's say I remove that, so now I have way more space to actually, see the chart. The important thing is the chart, not the toolbar or the market watch or the navigator. And many people try to make it perfect without giving all the space into the candles, right? Now we also have here that, as I said, we are able to see how much it makes or losing, and it update every 4 to 5 seconds. And we have two more buttons here. One is P, which stands for partial, and take directly the partial here. So I could have multiple positions and click shift 1.48, 1.3. Let's test something. And now, why I put it here? Because if I have multiple of those, I don't want to change tabs, and I don't want also to. I noticed yesterday that I was trading when I have multiple pairs. I mean, yeah, I don't want to go on per pair basis. Another thing, if I get a second position, actually, let's go there. And let's get in position. Let me remove that, minimize it, don't care about that at the moment. And let me get in a position, right? Now that position is being sent. Also, the partials that we took also are being sent to the group. But I think, let's say, I'm actually see here. If I change, okay, whatever. It's track both pairs, not pairs, both positions. All right. Now maybe I want to stay on 19 cent frame. Stay. As we wait for the trade to develop, so when we close those trades, I want to show you some stuff that I believe have shown yet. And by the way, I wouldn't have this open just to monitor the trades. I would be able to see them on the bottom right. But as I'm looking at the first, maybe it's something good in one click, or maybe I trade multiple stuff and I get news for, let's say, CAB, right? High impact news. Why to search the positions one by one on the when I could go here, click the X button and close all positions. show to you. Goes to the next stuff. The hardest things already are being built, and one of the hardest things was to create code that didn't exist, create logic that didn't exist. Like to think, how are we gonna go about this thing that we try to achieve? To, for example, to bet, let's say, to take a trade and to risk based on balance or fixed risk, that's already exists, right? But other things, or to take partials, or to click a break even, the logic is already there is one logic. You cannot go wrong because it says, for example, when it goes to profit, the break even is to add the stop loss to the entry, right? And from there, you can go advanced and you could calculate the commissions or slippage or spreads. So to add a little bit more points or pips, however you wanna call it. Yeah, but some other stuff, that they have created and are under the hood, it's it was hard. So back to what I wanted to show you directly. Um, Correctly, very very easy. Of course, I am on that window, and if since I am, I could have clicked that same thing. But I was on that window and see, for example, the balance past. Let's see if I have multiple positions in use and stuff like that. So here I would be able to see, okay, and there would be a button here for break even. Because if I try to do a lot of things and care only about the profit loss, I cannot have like a position that run here and you know need to go and check. Maybe it's multiple positions. I could click a button here, break even, and automatically add break even to everything, and that's it. Maybe some positions are way too close to the price and close. Maybe they are not. But if I do multiple things or multiple pairs, um, that's one of the ways. Now let's continue into the next actual. And by the way, those trades are given to the VIP group. If you want to join, feel free. If you don't. It's not cheap. The cheapest thing. Um, is it expensive? Not for me. Maybe it's for you because you might be conditioned on 30 $40 group. Okay? It's not like that. It's about 500 and it will go either 1000 or 2000. All right. Now you might say, oh, $2,000 or 1000 or 500 for a signal, and what if I lose? What about? Nobody guarantees that you win, but or I win. but it is the positions that I take. That's the first. Someone might say, "Oh yeah, but I take those positions too, and my signals are cheaper." First, great, go to him. Second, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's, let's say we do a partnership, okay, and we put money. Aren't we gonna, get like 50-50 the profits? In fact, I would argue and say that, if we both put the same amount of money, right, and I do all the work, why to go 50? Okay, I know here where I live, if two people partner, one put the money, another put the work. If we both, or both do the work and both do little bit of money, right? But essentially, you know, if I don't get a percentage, of course I need to, charge more. And I believe it's fair, and that I don't put crazy risk like, I mean, most people on prop firms and stuff like that, they do 1%, 2%, which is on a 100K account is already insane. $1,000 trade, $2,000 trade, and in three trades, you're out. And it is what it is. Um, Look my risk. My risk is 250 on this account. But look with how many pips, points, and so my lot size is bigger and can count almost 1 to 1. Thirty percent. If I hit the stop loss, it would be 216, but I have taken the profit, so it would be even better. Now, if you have a copier, not only you would cut those positions, but and how much we reach? 250 per position, and right now we reach 183, and we have taken a lot of profit. But back to what I wanted to show to you is also on that tab, add drop. On this tab, add plus. Right now we have some very cool stuff, and by the way, I could be here, and all right. One of the things is that we can do is we could have max daily loss, which calculate from the start of the day, okay, and when we lose the amount, we close everything. It could be percentage as well. Max total loss, okay, and here we put the equity that we, for example, if I had a 100K account, it would be 90,000. So when it reaches there, when you open that, it will close everything. When the equity or balance reaches there, actually the equity max daily profit 1,000, you could put 1%, doesn't matter. Very good for prop firms if you want to stay consistent, have consistency rule, and the consistency rule says, okay, you need to have 15% max to be your consistency rule, or your best day to not exceed that amount. So you could put the max amount, and let's say $50 or $100, and yeah, if you achieve the maximum, that's great. If you don't achieve the maximum in one day, you can continue trading or continue the next day. If you achieve the maximum, for that day, everything closed, and you continue the next day. Uh, that's that. And max total profit, again, very good for prop firms as well, that essentially, when you have the profit target, let's say 10%, 8%, that's how much prop firms have. You put there, let's say you have 100,000, you put 110,000, and it will close everything. That's one. Second, we have the daily. By the way, those update every day, which means you don't need to put here every day, different day, 500. Let's say you put 500, you're locked for the day, next day it unlocked, right? Also, it's very good if you trade with your own capital, have controlled risk exposure. I mean, you don't want to go all in or be able to burn this in one day. Okay. Second, Of course, we can reset the limit even if we logged out, but that's for me personal use. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose. Next one, it says here daily and here total. The total is how much running right now. Okay, but I might close everything. Let's say close here 100, 130, whatever. Close the positions. Those will be added to the daily. So if I open a trade, okay, and that trade lose 500, and let's say I have this active, it doesn't mean it will close me. Okay, it will close me from the start of the day. But here is something very, very cool. I could look at this and say, okay, and say, okay, what about right now? I have made 750. Okay, still put, loss 500. That's not a problem. Okay, and what I can do, actually, let's now we close. Let's wait a little bit. Take profit. And yeah, sometimes if I close it from here, not sometimes, it's stuck and keep calculating. It's not correct, that one. But I close it here. It